chosen one, the secrets they thought would stay hidden in the shadows, are now erupting into the light with an unstoppable, almost cosmic force. Everything they meant to keep private is spilling out into the public eye, going viral in ways they never could have imagined. Their whispered conspiracies, hidden documents, and shadowy operations are now exploding across digital platforms, creating a wildfire of truth that burns right through their carefully constructed lies. This exposure has a divine intensity, something they can't contain, control, or stop. The digital evidence is everywhere. Thousands of screenshots, circulating faster than anyone can suppress, are revealing the truth in real time. Group chats where they plotted your character assassination are now being shared widely, igniting like dry timber in a forest fire. Private messages exposing the surgical precision of their attacks against your reputation have become viral proof of the cold machinery behind their malice. The strategy sessions they held with almost military discipline are now being dissected by audiences who instantly recognize the systematic nature of their psychological warfare. Every lie they created about you is now being pulled apart, word by word, exposing the calculated cruelty behind each fabricated story. Screenshots are surfacing with timestamps, participant lists, and meticulous breakdowns of exactly how they plan to dismantle every part of your life. Social media networks are amplifying this evidence at a speed they can't even comprehend, mapping out the coordination between multiple parties like a constellation of darkness in digital space. These private communications are revealing not just random moments of spite, but entire campaigns of destruction that took planning, resources, and chilling determination. The real shock comes from the sheer number of people involved. Viral exposure is revealing how many participated in this systematic effort to erase your credibility. Observers everywhere are now analyzing their group dynamics, seeing the clear signs of an organized persecution. The evidence makes it clear that what looked like isolated incidents were actually calculated strikes, all part of a much broader campaign to destroy you. Even the money they used leaves a trail. Financial records show exactly how resources were weaponized against you, now being leaked with devastating accuracy. Bank statements reveal payments to individuals who agreed to spread lies, and these transactions are being shared across platforms like a digital blaze. Audiences are now connecting the dots, following transaction histories that reveal how different parties collaborated in their destructive campaign. Every dollar spent in their war against you is now being traced, providing a mathematical proof of just how dedicated they were to seeing you fall. Payment receipts for services rendered in their mission to annihilate your reputation are circulating everywhere, serving as undeniable evidence of their premeditated malice. The funding streams fueling their attacks are now being unraveled, with investigators tracing every dollar through intricate financial networks that reveal just how vast the resources were behind their campaign to eliminate you. Money trails connecting desperate players in their web of deception are now clearly visible as forensic accounting uncovers transactions they thought would never see the light of day. The sheer economic investment poured into destroying you is proof of the immense value they placed on silencing your voice and erasing your opportunities. Financial records stand as undeniable evidence, showing that significant resources were allocated for the sole purpose of targeting your reputation and future. Digital banking information is now exposing relationships they believed would stay invisible, with the flow of funds between conspirators creating a transparent map of their plot, one that can't be denied or explained away. Ironically, their determination to fund your downfall has now become the clearest evidence that guarantees their exposure and your eventual vindication. At the same time, their contradictory statements are crashing together with the force of tectonic plates, causing massive cracks in their narrative. Those who fabricated testimony against you are now trapped in their own web of inconsistencies, which tighten more each day. New video evidence, often from surprising sources, is slicing through their lies with surgical precision. Time-stamped documents are now building an unbreakable timeline, dismantling their fabricated stories point by point. Some witnesses, once paid to offer false testimony, are breaking under the pressure and recanting as the truth becomes too heavy to ignore. Secret recordings have emerged, revealing exactly how they were coached to deliver convincing lies, exposing the entire orchestration behind the scenes. As investigators dig deeper, their carefully rehearsed stories are crumbling, each contradiction dissected by an audience that now easily recognizes the telltale signs of manufactured testimony. Even video footage from overlooked security cameras is surfacing, delivering undeniable proof that their accounts were fabricated from start to finish. Metadata, embedded in digital files, is revealing the precise moments when their lies were constructed and distributed. Cloud storage systems, acting as silent witnesses, have preserved the very evidence they tried to erase. Emails once believed to be permanently deleted are being recovered using advanced forensic methods, outsmarting their primitive attempts at digital cover-up. Social media posts they desperately tried to wipe away are being brought back to life through screenshots, making sure their malice is documented forever. Unseen backup systems have maintained flawless records of their digital wrongdoing, and the hidden metadata in photos and documents is now exposing geolocation data, timestamps, and device information that clash with their alibis and highlight the depth of their coordination. With every new layer uncovered by digital forensics, their deception stands revealed in undeniable detail. They built their schemes with a misplaced confidence, believing their technological ignorance would shield them from discovery. Yet now, recovery software is bringing back communications they thought were buried forever in digital graveyards. Ironically, the very platforms they once used to spread lies about you are now serving as the main source of evidence that shatters their credibility completely. Digital breadcrumbs left behind on multiple platforms are being gathered into detailed evidence packages that map out the full scope of their systematic campaign against you. Their own digital footprints have formed a trail leading straight to their guilt. The technology they once trusted to guard their secrets has instead become the very instrument of their exposure. Every deleted file, every erased post, and every attempted cover-up has left behind traces that skilled investigators are methodically following, tracking every step back to the root of their malice. Now, guilt is hitting critical mass among their accomplices. Those who once participated in the schemes against you are stepping out from the shadows, coming forward with full confessions that describe their roles in detail. The psychological weight of carrying these secrets has become too much to bear. As they witness the relentless exposure of truth, people who were once part of these plots are now providing step-by-step accounts of the recruitment processes, revealing exactly how they were drawn into organized deception. Many are openly sharing how they were pressured, manipulated, or coerced into betraying what was right. Former participants are even supplying thorough breakdowns of the operations they helped to carry out against you, describing the specific tactics used to force their cooperation. As this wave of confession grows, even the masterminds who tried to hide behind anonymous curtains are being named and exposed by their own former allies, unwilling to take the blame alone. These admissions are now arriving alongside documentary evidence, screenshots, records, and messages that back up every claim made by those coming clean. The entire network of complicity is being mapped in real time as individuals who kept records of their involvement contribute their stories. Each new confession sets off a domino effect, with one revelation after another emerging from those who no longer want to be part of the lie. The guilt that once weighed heavily on their accomplices has now transformed into an uncontrollable compulsion to reveal the truth. Former allies, once sworn to secrecy, are now coming forward with evidence that was once accessible only to the innermost circles of their conspiracy. Their confessions are being matched and confirmed by independent sources, leaving no doubt about the organized and systematic campaign that was waged against you. Quick pause, family. If this message is striking a chord with your spirit and you want to support this sacred journey, you can buy me a coffee. Your support keeps this channel alive, filled with truth, light, and divine wisdom. The link is in the description. And if you're feeling the message, drop number 88 in the comments. Let's keep moving forward. Court filings based on fabricated evidence are being exposed as fraudulent as contradictory documents go viral across digital spaces. Legal documents that prove your innocence are spreading like lightning, making it impossible for anyone to ignore the truth. Court transcripts that reveal outright perjury by your accusers have become viral content, reaching millions almost instantly. Police reports that directly contradict their public statements are being circulated as solid, irrefutable proof of their deception. Official records confirming your vindication are amplified by viewers who recognize the profound importance of institutional validation. Legal paperwork is now creating a permanent public record that can't be spun, manipulated, or erased. Lawsuits filed against you based on lies are being dismantled in public view, with analysts breaking down the fraudulent basis of every accusation. Judicial proceedings have become transparent as documents enter the public domain through court orders and freedom of information requests. The legal system, once weaponized against you, is now turning the tide, producing the very evidence that guarantees your full exoneration. Official stamps and signatures on vindicating documents are now symbols of your victory over their web of organized deception. The legal precedents set by your case are also paving the way to protect future victims of similar campaigns. The very machinery that once processed their lies is now documenting their guilt and forever confirming your innocence. In the professional world, email exchanges between employers are coming to light, exposing a coordinated effort to blacklist you from entire industries. References who accepted payment to spread false information are being unmasked as their financial motives come to light. The web of people who systematically sabotage your career is being revealed through documents that show deliberate interference with your livelihood. The evidence is clear. They infiltrated professional circles and poisoned your reputation before you even had the chance to build relationships. Now those who weaponized industry connections against you are facing the consequences as their role in this economic warfare becomes public. The full scope of their professional sabotage is finally visible, with evidence showing coordination across sectors and even different regions. Financial records now prove their deliberate attacks on your income streams. Professional organizations that aided in your exclusion are now being confronted with undeniable evidence of their collaboration and systematic discrimination. What they orchestrated was nothing less than a coordinated campaign of career destruction, violating multiple ethical standards across industries. Even in your personal life, their manipulation is coming to light. Private conversations in which they systematically poisoned your relationships are now being shared, and people everywhere are recognizing just how calculated and sophisticated their psychological tactics really were. The lies they told your friends and family are now unraveling as evidence surfaces, revealing just how calculated their campaign to isolate you truly was. Screenshots of conversations where they spread false rumors about your character are circulating with viral force across social media, showing the world the level of manipulation behind their actions. The documentation proves how they engineered misinformation campaigns aimed specifically at destroying your support system, manipulating your closest relationships with strategy and intent. Observers and analysts are now examining the psychological warfare tactics they used, recognizing the methodical approach behind their efforts to eliminate your allies. Their apparent success in turning people against you is being exposed as the result of systematic manipulation, not genuine concerns. Supported by documents that show how they targeted individual relationships with customized lies tailored to exploit the unique vulnerabilities in your connections. The calculated precision of their attacks reveals that intelligence gathering operations took place well before their campaigns of relationship sabotage, and their manipulation tactics are now being exposed as textbook examples of psychological warfare, adapted for personal destruction. As these revelations spread, they are opening doors for reconciliation, giving people who once turned away from you the chance to see how they were misled. Evidence of their lies is reaching the very individuals they manipulated, creating real possibilities for restored relationships built on truth instead of deception. Meanwhile, journalists are investigating and exposing how media contacts helped amplify the smear campaign against you through corrupt information networks. Leaked documents from crisis management teams hired to shape the narrative are now public, revealing the details of orchestrated media manipulation. Fake stories that once appeared in legitimate publications are being dismantled by clear evidence of fabrication, and press releases filled with lies are being contrasted against undeniable proof of your integrity. Media outlets that participated in spreading falsehoods are facing public exposure, their credibility permanently damaged by the truth. The exposure of their media manipulation has sparked a broader awareness about the information warfare tactics used not just against you, but against individuals everywhere, highlighting a threat to the very integrity of the media. The public relations campaign they launched to control your story has spectacularly backfired as the evidence of their deceit becomes viral content, reaching audiences far beyond their original targets. Their corruption of information systems is being recognized as a broader danger, one that extends well beyond their vendetta against you. Adding to the mountain of proof, forgotten security cameras have recorded them plotting your downfall in spaces they believe to be private, while their own recording devices have preserved conversations that clearly show premeditation and coordination. GPS data from their phones is directly contradicting their alibis, proving their involvement in events they once denied. The very technology they use to monitor and stalk you is now providing damning evidence of their harassment and conspiracy. Through forensic analysis, their phones and computers are yielding a comprehensive digital record of their actions, revealing the full extent of their campaign against you. Even as cloud synchronization features help recover every detail they tried to erase, the very technologies they so confidently relied upon have become the silent witnesses that are now preserving undeniable evidence of their actions across a vast array of devices. Every system they set up, believing it would tighten their grip on your life, has actually worked in your favor, capturing data and interactions that create an unbreakable chain of proof. Surveillance cameras they installed, thinking they would track your every move, have instead recorded their own criminal behavior, revealing moments of plotting and coordination they assumed would remain hidden. The digital tools they use to orchestrate and carry out their attacks, messaging apps, encrypted group chats, scheduling platforms, are now being thoroughly examined by experts who are mapping out intricate webs of communication that establish a clear pattern of conspiracy. Their attempts at technological sophistication in harassment and control have ironically ensured that the digital trail is rich and detailed, building an airtight case that guarantees not only their exposure, but your ultimate vindication. Inside their homes and workplaces, smart devices, phones, tablets, security systems, and even voice-activated assistants have recorded candid conversations and interactions. These everyday gadgets, designed for convenience, have become unexpected chroniclers of their guilt, picking up incriminating words and behaviors that tie them directly to their campaign against you. The rise of the Internet of Things has created a network of evidence far more expansive than they ever anticipated, documenting their activities across multiple locations, date, and contexts. Cloud storage systems have further secured this evidence, backing up incriminating data in ways that make it impossible to fully erase or conceal. Each piece of digital information, whether a text message, audio snippet, or log file, has become a thread in the tapestry of truth that is now unfolding for all to see. As this mountain of proof accumulates and spreads, millions of people across the globe are bearing witness to the full truth. The narrative they crafted so carefully, built on deception, manipulation, and technological cunning, cannot withstand the sheer weight of authentic evidence now coming to light. Public opinion, once swayed by their lies and manufactured drama, is shifting dramatically. The revelation of facts, presented with undeniable clarity and precision, is creating a seismic change in perception. Social media platforms, driven by algorithms that favor content with high engagement and relevance, are organically propelling your story of vindication to the forefront, spreading it with a speed and reach that no paid campaign could ever match. Each new revelation, each new piece of evidence, becomes a beacon for viewers, drawing attention and support from every corner of the internet. Your story is now woven into the permanent digital memory of the world. The viral spread of evidence ensures that your innocence and their guilt will endure as long as the internet exists. Their credibility, once protected by layers of secrecy and false narratives, has been shattered so completely that no attempt at redemption or rebranding can repair the damage. The evidence is not just isolated to one corner of the web or one group of people. It is everywhere, transcending borders, cultures, and demographics, making your vindication a global event. The truth has taken on a life of its own, spreading organically and unstoppably, outpacing any attempt at suppression, manipulation, or damage control. Your journey toward vindication is inspiring countless others who recognize their own struggles in your experience. People who have suffered in silence, who have faced betrayal or manipulation, are finding hope and encouragement in your victory. They see that even the most sophisticated lies can fall apart in the face of relentless truth. Every dollar your adversary spent, every elaborate scheme they plotted has now become part of the evidence that convicts them. What began as a private war designed to destroy your reputation, your relationships, and your peace, has now been thrust into the public eye as the defining story of triumph over organized malice in this era. Their darkest secrets, once tightly guarded and fiercely protected, have been transformed into the very instruments of your liberation. This is not just a personal victory, but a profound, almost cosmic orchestration that seems to operate beyond human understanding. Forces greater than anyone's intent or design have ensured that the evidence remains indestructible, scattered across multiple platforms, devices, and legal jurisdictions where it cannot be silenced or altered. Your truth has achieved a kind of immortality, living on in viral memory, forever documented while their web of lies dissolves into irrelevance and digital dust. This process has restored the cosmic balance, shining a light on the real nature of good and evil in our world. The pain and suffering you endured has been repurposed, becoming the very substance that convicts your oppressors and liberates your spirit from every chain they tried to forge. Their relentless attempts to construct a private hell for you have resulted in their own public condemnation, while your name and story have risen as symbols of redemption and hope. What was once intended to break you has become the very cornerstone of your triumph, and what they desperately tried to keep in the shadows has become the guiding light leading others out of darkness. Your experience is now a living testament to the unstoppable force of truth and the divine orchestration that turns oppression into victory for all who walk a similar path. Your vindication stands as living proof that truth possesses a power far beyond anything human manipulation can muster, and that cosmic justice moves with a precision that guarantees the universe's balance will ultimately be restored. Every new revelation in your journey adds momentum, each disclosure feeding the next and amplifying the force of exposure, creating a ripple effect that multiplies faster than any web of lies can be spun. Evidence is now pouring forth from unexpected places, sources your adversaries never imagined could exist, catching them off guard and hitting their credibility from all sides. Their desperate attempts to contain these individual leaks are failing, overwhelmed by a deluge of truth so vast that no human effort can stem the tide. As the evidence spreads, their network of influence is being meticulously mapped in real time, with connections between supposedly unrelated individuals and organizations exposed through irrefutable documentary proof. What's being revealed is a scale of coordination that stretches far beyond just a handful of bad actors. It exposes systemic corruption, implicating entire industries that join forces in an organized campaign to suppress the truth. Your story has now become a lens through which society examines broader patterns of institutional abuse and manipulation. The sophisticated mind control techniques used against you are under the scrutiny of experts and mental health professionals, who easily recognize the marks of advanced psychological manipulation. Their gaslighting campaigns, once designed to make you doubt your own reality, are now being documented and studied as prime examples of systematic reality distortion, revealing a level of planning and expertise that borders on psychological warfare. The calculated precision of their attacks suggests they had access to professional training and resources specifically meant for cognitive manipulation. Documentation now shows how your psychological profile was dissected and analyzed so they could launch attacks personalized to target your deepest vulnerabilities, using advanced psychological tactics not just to undermine your confidence, but to disrupt your very sense of what was real. This strategic assault, rooted in psychological rather than physical violence, is now being recognized for what it truly is: mental warfare waged with chilling coordination. Evidence is making it clear that they orchestrated psychological pressure from multiple directions at once, working together to create the illusion that you were universally rejected and isolated, when in reality, it was an engineered campaign. Their timing was calculated, with attacks coinciding with moments when you were most vulnerable, proving a level of surveillance and knowledge about your life that points to deeply invasive methods. The public revelation of their psychological warfare tactics is now serving to educate observers in the wider world about forms of abuse that are so subtle and sophisticated, they often go unrecognized. Mental health professionals and analysts are now studying the blueprints of their psychological warfare, using your case as a landmark example of coordinated cognitive abuse, a form of harassment that transcends the individual and reveals itself as a systemic tool of oppression. The documentation of their psychological strategies is raising awareness about advanced forms of persecution that target mental stability rather than physical safety. Your survival in the face of their psychological warfare is now recognized as a testament to your remarkable resilience and strength, standing as proof that you withstood sophisticated attempts at cognitive destruction. Evidence is also emerging that their campaign against you crossed national borders, involving networks operating globally. International communications have surfaced, showing coordinated efforts between entities in different countries working together to suppress your influence. The global scale of their operation reveals a level of resources and organization that goes far beyond typical personal vendettas, moving into the realm of international conspiracy. Immigration records and travel documents are now being analyzed to show how they orchestrated movements across borders to ensure their persecution followed you anywhere. International legal treaties are being invoked as authorities confront crimes spanning multiple jurisdictions. The exposure of these international connections adds complexity and demonstrates the extraordinary resources committed to your destruction. Leaked communications are also revealing how diplomatic channels were corrupted to facilitate your persecution, while evidence of weaponized international business relationships is showing how global networks conspired to block your opportunities. This international scope is even sparking diplomatic incidents as countries face the truth about their citizens' involvement in organized persecution. Your vindication is now inspiring generations who recognize similar patterns in their own lives. Young people are studying your case as an example of how truth endures and triumphs even over sophisticated deception. The lessons from your experience are now being included in educational programs that teach how to recognize and resist systematic persecution. The universe has spoken. Truth has prevailed. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small, whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share. Your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the enlightened wisdom.